Hey folks, welcome to the channel. I'm Don. This is Rockin' the Country. This is Memorial Day. I did a reaction earlier today in which I did a moment of silence because Memorial Day is a day to remember those who have fallen in prior wars in service to, in this case, the United States, because I'm in America, so that's how I do this, even though I have respect for our allies who have also fallen. So, I mean, I remember and think about them as well, but I mean, war is hell, as they say. Who said that? Patton or Eisenhower or somebody? But this is a gift request of Jeff Cather. So, Jeff, shout out to you. Thank you for this. And it's Kevin Costner, Modern West. The Angels Came Down. And this is, Jeff said this, that this was written by Kevin's guitar player after he was walking in a Civil War cemetery. And this is what struck him. So I'm going to do it. I'm not going to rate it. I don't rate songs like this. But I did one or two of Kevin Costner's previously. And anytime like an actor thinks that they can become like a musician, you're a little skeptical because frequently actors think that they could do that, become rock stars, or rock stars think they could become actors. And they're two distinct skill sets, but sometimes they pull it off. And Kevin did, as did Kiefer Sutherland. I did Kiefer a couple years ago. So let's see what Kevin Costner and Modern West have for us. Thank you for this gift, Jeff. Here we go. That's quite an image.
Walking all alone in the southern rain, by graveyards and battlefields that blood still stains, back to a time when the angels came, walking all alone in the southern rain, in the forest and the fields. So many men were killed. I can hear their cries still echo through these hills. And that was a time,
man,
when the angels came, walking all alone in the southern rain. And the angels came down to the fallen men, and they held their hands as they prayed for them. They carried their souls beyond the moon and the sun, all the way to heaven, one by one.
Damn.
The angels work so hard for so many years, to heaven and back again. They shed so many tears,
I can't imagine.
they left no one, and they placed no blame, walking all alone in the southern rain. And the angels came down to the fallen men, and they held their hands as they prayed for them. They carried their souls
These images, man.
beyond the moon and the sun, all the way to heaven, one walking all alone in the southern rain.
She doesn't understand.
Never healed them troubles, never healed that pain.
No.
But that was a time when the angels came, walking all alone in the southern rain. Southern rain.
You know, those images, that's what made this video. I mean, the song was beautiful, very unique, but the images, goodness gracious, I don't know. I get choked up at these things. I mean, I was doing fine. I mean, sort of until the end. I don't know, it was probably 30 seconds left. There was an image of a family, and the young man sort of like was just like crying. You know, I think we all do this on a certain level. I mean, having been a philosophy major, you just get introduced much earlier in life than maybe otherwise. At a time in life when you have less responsibility, like when you're in college, there's responsibility, and I worked when I was in college and all that, but you reflect, you're introduced to certain ideas like what is virtue, what makes something right, and what is life, there's so many parts of life, and you delve deep into it, and that approach to contemplation just doesn't leave you when you spend so much time doing it. And you know, the nature of life and why we do this to each other. You know, I mean, cooperation among humans is what made us sort of the apex creatures on planet Earth. But we don't cooperate. We kill each other, you know? And then generally speaking, I don't, there'll be this tranquility, you know? And then all of a sudden a war breaks out, and thousands, tens of thousands, and in some cases millions of people die. And we do it to ourselves. And you're like, why? But the poignancy with which this was performed was really beautiful. And I assume that was Kevin singing, Jeff. I mean, I know you'll enlighten me to various parts of the song that are meaningful to you and that I raised during my commentary, but you see the kid and that didn't understand really what was going on, and then the wife that does, and then the parents getting the flag, and just all the different, and then the horse with nobody on it, and you're like, all the different thoughts that come to mind when you see what's missing and replaced just by pain. You know, the woman on the tarmac just you know, on the coffin, that's presumably her husband who had been shipped back. And how do you just go on, you know, with that type of loss where you know it could happen, but you don't want it, and then it happens. It's like whatever. But anyway, I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you to all the vet jobs. Hats off to those who served and lost their lives. Obviously, they don't hear me unless there is an actual heaven, and then it works the same way where they can hear things. But all that said, to those of you who do serve, and hopefully you and your family never experience this type of loss. So there it is, folks. It's customary to say Happy Memorial Day, even though it's a day of somber remembrance, but Happy Memorial Day. I'll see you on another video, and keep rocking the country.